Hey guys, it's Jen. I wanted to come on and just explain briefly a little bit audibly about our 24 hours of cross stitch monthly challenges. So you guys have been running with our take 1, take 2, take 3 is coming up, but I wanted to explain a little bit about the challenge that we announced this morning. So the challenge that I put up, it's called June Monthly Challenge, 24 hours of cross stitch, is different than our marathon stitching. This is a challenge that is going to be lasting the entire month of June that we are encouraging you to kind of take part in. I don't know if you guys are aware of the other challenge groups that are out there. There's quite a few. So I took some of the ideas that I've been seeing in there, and it's kind of how the format is for submitting your stitches and things like that. But we're going to kind of even take it a little bit further to make it a little bit easier for those of you that may not be so technologically advanced or who have Facebook issues like I was experiencing this morning. So I wanted to explain a little bit about what we're doing. So this is really, really customizable. This is totally optional. You do not have to do this. Say you really want to take part in the Take 3 24 hours on June 7th through the 9th, I believe. I didn't double check my dates, so don't quote me. Say you really want to take part in that, but you have no desire to do this, that's fine. Say you're busy in June, the weekend we're doing the marathon, but you have other time during the month that you want to be able to kind of meet with this community of stitchers, and all be stitching the same thing. Just do this. That's totally fine. It's totally up to you. So this is a challenge to do a certain amount of stitches or tracking some timed stitches, all on a certain theme. So what we did was we took the words 24 and we're asking you to stitch something related to each letter in those words. So think about when you were back in grade school and you had to make those acrostic poems where you had the words 20, the letters going down the side of the page. This is spelling 24. So you've got TWENTYFOUR. So there's 10 words, 10 letters that you need to figure out a project that you can connect to them and then do some stitching. That's basically it. There's no overarching theme. There is no it's really open-ended, guys. Like you can say, so like the T for the first 20, have it be something that has a train in it. Have it be something that has people traveling in it. Have it be a pattern that starts with the word T. Like I have, this is my happy place. It could be that pattern. Something that has tea in it, like tea, the drink. Or it just has a mug and you're imagining that there's tea in it. It's really open-ended. So think about it. You can use the name of the pattern, the name of the designer, a color of floss that's going to be in the pattern that begins with that letter. You could use a theme that's present in the pattern. You could use an object that's present in the pattern. And you don't have to actually be stitching on that object. If you're using the floss color, I would say try to kind of keep it to that floss color. But all of the other things is fine. Make it what fits your stitching. If you're a monogamous stitcher, I'm pretty sure you might be able to figure out a way to make one project fit for everything. For instance, I could do my project that I'm doing When Skeletons Dance by the Drawn Thread because it begins with a W, but I could also do Riley Harbor because it's got water in it. You can go crazy. As long as you can justify and explain how your connection works in your mind, that's fine. One thing I didn't want to do when we were creating this, and my mom and I were kind of going back and forth with how we could make this inclusive to everybody. I have a lot of stitching time. It's what I do when I'm just sitting watching TV at night. I understand that not everyone has that stitching time or has 1,000 whips going on or, is able to commit to the amount of stitching that I do. Some people like to count their stitches. Some people don't. Some people have never even played around with that concept before. You can do this and you can participate in this either way. What we've done, this is where it might have gotten a little confusing on the group. There are 6 options for each letter to be completed. You can track your time or you can track your stitches, and each one has 3 tiers of options. So for instance, if you want to track your time, you have the option to kind of start small. You know, you've got a little bit of time that you can commit to working on a project. We're asking that you stitch for 24 minutes. Say 24 minutes just doesn't sound like it's something that's going to challenge your stitching style. Maybe you go for 240 minutes, which would equal 4 hours. Really want to challenge yourself? Go for 480 minutes, which would be 8 hours. And that is individually for each letter. So each letter you're going to pick one of those things. Or you're going to pick your stitches, which would be tracking 120 stitches. Or tracking 1,200 stitches. Or if you really want to challenge yourself, 2,400 stitches. Maybe you have a couple projects that you really are trying to gear for finishes to, and it's the W. So, you know, for your W letter, you're really going to want to finish that one, and you can do 2,400 stitches. But your other ones, you just don't have the time to put in. Fine. You don't have to pick the same option for each letter. What I did was I went ahead and I made a group on Facebook. In the group on Facebook, I made a event for this event. This is hard to talk about and explain, you know, when you're not actually here asking me questions. But I made the event for it. And if you're part of any of the challenge groups, there's kind of a formatted way that you post your progress as you're working through this. Some of you may not be comfortable doing that, and it may be just too much of a hassle or just something that you're not willing to try to learn how to do right now. That is fine. I understand that. It takes a lot to try to understand the formatting and those sorts of things. So what I did was I also went ahead and I made a printable, that you can just print off. That would be a sheet of paper that you can keep near your stitching spot, and you can record what you're doing for this. If that's the way you want to go and you don't want to respond in the event, just make sure that you're getting me your completed paper sometime before the end of June. This event is running the entire month of June. So it starts June 1st, goes through June 30th. And if you complete a project for each letter in the word 24, you will be entered into a giveaway for a project bag that my mom and I make. So there is kind of an incentive, I guess, if you want project bags, which who doesn't? I mean, I have way more than the amount of projects I have because you can't have enough, like really. So that's what we're going to be offering up for this one. So here's an example of like the printable. This is available in the Facebook group. If you are not a member of the Facebook group, just shoot me an email, quirksandstitches@gmail.com, and I will send you a copy of this. This is giving you a space to write the project for each letter, and then over here to write the time or stitches challenge that you're doing. So say for that W, I wanted to do When Skeletons Dance, and I was committing to do the 1,200 stitches. I would write the name of the project here, When Skeletons Dance, and then over here I would write the 1,200 stitches is what I'm going for. For N, say I wanted to work on, I really should have had projects lined up for this. Say I wanted to work on something that had a nighttime theme in it. I would write the pattern. I would also ask that you write like what your connection is. I didn't have a spot for that on here, but write like nighttime, night scene, something like that. There's a big moon, it's happening at night. And then I'm going to do 24 minutes on this one because I was limited on time. And you're going to fill out this sheet. It's really kind of as I think basic as you can get. I would offer that or ask that you also create an album in the Facebook group just so that we can see your progress. This is all on you guys. We're using honor code. If you want, we trust you. Basically, let's just leave it at that. We're asking that stitches not start being tracked until June, and that you be done tracking them by June 30th. The giveaway will be drawn once I have all these. We will do that sometime the first week in August. I wanted to kind of explain on the Facebook group too, so I'm going to do something a little bit different and show you my computer screen. We're going to attempt at least. It may flop, but I have full confidence that Brandon can edit out any of my disasters. So if you take a minute, it won't be a minute for you, it's just going to be a minute for me. So I will be right back and you should be able to see my computer. I'm not sure my computer can handle this, but we'll try it. So right now you should be seeing, this is our Facebook page. This is the event, June Monthly Challenge. Right here, you'll see I have the description of everything that we're asking, everything we just talked about, for you to pick for your things. Right underneath it, what I did was I had Brandon write out the name, or the letters, 24. So he has a comment here, June Challenge template, 0 out of 10. What you're going to do is you're going to select this and copy it. You're going to put a new comment here. So you're going to paste it up here. Delete the word template because this is yours. And hit post. So now my comment is going to be right there as well. You're going to see in Brandon's that he did 10 comments below his. And each comment, well, my computer may not be able to handle this, guys. Each comment is an individual letter. So it has T, the project, connection, challenge option. What you're going to do is you're going to copy each of these little words and go back to your comment and paste it under there as a reply. So I've got T. This one's actually a little easier. You don't even have to go and copy each one. You can just paste it again and change the letter to the next letter. So I'm going to change to W. Caps lock doesn't work anymore on my computer. I'm not sure why. Okay, so I'm TWE N T Y F. Oops, sorry about that. O U R. So that's going to set me up for how I'm going to be responding with all of my comments. Then to make it easier to find, sorry, I've got pop-ups coming all over because you guys have been busy responding to this. You're going to, if you click this button right here, you can hit Save Post. And you can add it to a collection, and then it's right in your main feed. When you're out of your groups, there's a section right over here that's going to say Saved, and you can find it really easily, and it'll go right to your comments. Now, this is not going to be starting until June 1st, so you're not going to want to do anything with these comments until you actually start June 1st, but I'm going to show you what we're asking you to do if you're choosing to record your options on the Facebook event feed. It's really helpful if you don't have pictures in this section up here. It really makes the scrolling really lag for everybody else. So we're asking that all pictures go in your comments. I'm going to pretend that I just finished my project that I was doing for the letter W. And I'm going to say that I did When Skeletons Dance by the Drawn Thread. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press here and edit this. I'm going to put in the project was When Skeletons Danced. My connection to the letter W is the name of the pattern. And my challenge option, I'm going to say that I stitched for 120 stitches. And then I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to highlight that little symbol right there. And I'm going to change it to, actually not just going to highlight it, I'm going to delete it. And I'm going to put a check mark in. I wish there was an easier way to do this, but not quite there. And I'm going to put a check mark. I'm going to hit enter there. That's only one part of responding to it. I'm then going to go under this and I'm going to hit reply. I'm going to go and I'm going to attach the picture that I used at my starting point, because we do want you to put in a starting photo and an ending photo for each of these challenges. So I'm going to attach a photo. I'm being real vulnerable here now, guys, because you're going to see all my pictures. We'll see. Brandon may just edit this out, depending on what I have on my photo reel. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. So this one here we're going to say is my starting point. It's going to load that up. And I'm going to put starting point. And I'm going to hit enter. And see how now that's right underneath that challenge for that W. Then I'm going to go ahead and I can even hit reply down here. I can hit reply up here again. Either way works. There's even that reply open down here as well. I'm going to attach the ending photo. Ending point, 223 stitches. I like to put how many stitches I actually stitched more for me than for necessary. If you've told us you were doing the 120 stitches option, you don't have to go through and put the exact amount that you stitched. Again, we're using honor code on this. If you're saying you're doing it, we're trusting that you did. Okay, so now I have my W completed. Then I'm going to go up to the top up here. In my description, I'm going to put edit. I'm going to change the 0 to a 1. And I'm going to change the emoji in front of the W. Nope, didn't want to do a photo. Sorry about that. Change the emoji. No, okay. I clearly don't normally do this on my phone. I mean, I normally do this on my phone. I don't normally do it on my computer. I'm going to change the emoji to a checkpoint. And I'm going to hit save. Okay, and then scrolling through, I've easily got a way that I can see what I've completed already and what I'm still working towards completing. Okay, we'll see if that actually worked. We had some technical issues while doing this, so I don't know if we'll be able to actually even use that, but we'll try. So, for those of you that are used to doing these events, the recording is not going to be anything different than what you're used to. If this is new to you and this is too much, that's fine, really. Piece of paper to write it down on works just as well. If you don't even have a printer and you don't want to print this out and use this, do it on a notebook. So long as you have a piece of lined paper, something that can show us, send it to me in an email, something that can show us that you've participated. We just wanted to, and the reason why we decided to do this was really just, we've loved having the joint community stitching during the events, but then the rest of the time on kind of the off months, or even the time during an event month, there's not much going on. And so we were like, I feel like there's some more ways that we can kind of encourage a community of stitching to kind of happen together. So this is our monthly challenge. Please bear with us. This is all new to us. We've never run anything like this before. So if you have questions, please reach out. If what I've said is not clear, please let me know. I just thought of something I was going to say and it's gone now. Shoot. Had a brief momentary mind lapse, but I'm back. So this is what we've decided to do, kind of this format during the months that we're running the events. In July, when we're not actually running an event, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a July calendar for you, and we're going to be asking you to track 24 hours of stitching throughout the month. And there may be some other like minor challenges kind of with that, but it's going to have a different format. And then we'll go back probably to a format similar like to this in August, so long as this is working and it's fun for you guys. Again, we roll with it. So if things aren't working, if there are glitches, we will edit it as we go and try to figure it out. Your response already has been amazing. I'm so excited and so looking forward to doing this with you. The reason why we ask you to post the way we do is really, it's not because we want to be a stickler or have anything like that. We want to be able to see what you're stitching. Like, that's what's been so neat about this, is to be able to see. And I love having how other people's minds work. Like, oh, I could have done that for W, or I could have done that for Y, or, you know, it's really as creative as you can be is what we're encouraging. If you are really struggling with having, you know, a connection or something, ask the group. People will be able to help you out. And yeah, just run with it and have fun. So that's what we're shooting for. I've probably forgotten 1,000 things. I haven't filmed in forever, so I'm out of my game and out of practice and all of those things. But hopefully I'll be getting back into that routine soon. So looking forward to stitching with you. June monthly challenge, not the same as our marathon of stitching. That will still be happening in June as well. Oh, you can, okay, other things. You can use the same project for multiple things. It could stand for, I could use Riley Harbor for water in W. I could use it for, what else could I use it for? Why am I saying water? Why don't I say whale? Like, the whale is my favorite part in that piece. I could use it for... Really should have thought of these things before. There are trees. I could use it for a tree, for tea. Anything you can use to connect these is absolutely fine. Be creative. That's all we're asking. And enjoy this craft. So it's just another way to try to encourage you to put stitches into your projects. If you need help tracking your stitch count and things like that, I'd be more than happy to give you what I've been doing to kind of do that. I do that for anything now just because I like to have that concrete what I'm doing for each project, just so I know that I'm actually making a dent. So track your time, track your stitches, whatever you want to do. If you have questions, comment below here and I will make sure that I get back to you with an answer. You can also comment in the Facebook group, whichever is easier. Looking forward to stitching with you guys this month.